The sport of rugby is a sort of first cousin to American football, and one concern that's all in the family is the long-term impact of concussions. As Charlie Daggett tells us, a rugby team in England is now experimenting with new technology that could help players in both sports.
The violent collisions are just as jarring as those dished out any given Sunday on the gridiron, but without the pads.
I'd say that the weight in the collisions are probably about the same in both.
Hayden Smith ought to know the 6'6", 280-pound forward played tight end for the New York Jets before returning to professional rugby for the London-based Saracens.
Fantastic. In rugby, you're obviously very exposed with your face and your head, and you try most often to tackle with your shoulder.
Alarmed by the crisis over concussions in the NFL, the consequences of high-impact hits, and the risk of possible long-term brain damage, the Saracens have begun using a pioneering U.S. system that provides detailed analysis of knocks to the head. Stick-on sensors about the size of a Band-Aid behind the ear measure the amount, angle, and severity of each blow. The results from training sessions and game days alike are uploaded and then analyzed over a season. The Saracens are the first professional rugby team in the country to try out the new technology in order to ensure that what happens on the field doesn't impact players' lives off the field for years to come.
I'll go ahead and hit our dummy here.
The X-Patch, as it's called, has been developed by the U.S. company X2 Biosystems in Seattle. The company's CEO, John Ralston, said the idea is to pick up on small problems before they become big ones.
If you imagine being removed from the playing field the minute they have a real concussion risk, by avoiding subsequent concussions and more serious injuries, we believe they would actually play more, their careers would be longer.
For the Saracens, wearing the patch is voluntary, but performance director Philip Morrow said all his players wear them, and they didn't need much convincing.
They want to make sure that they're going to be okay in 20 years' time. I think things have evolved over the years where it used to be, well, you're a bit soft if you're thinking about that.
Does it go through your mind that you have this thing and it's sort of monitoring what's happening to you?
You've got a job to do, so you're very much focused on the job at hand, and a little patch behind your ear is the last thing that you're thinking about.
But while their heads may be in the game, that little patch is now keeping score of what's happening inside them. Charlie Daggett, CBS News, London.